See, I like it now. I see. All right, so right now, Breezy, hold on. Before we get into it, I want to introduce Dance by Dre, all right? Now, this is a dance team of women from all across the world.
I'm sure some of y'all saw this clip floating around of Gervonta Davis snatching up his baby's mother, Gervonta Star. I'm going to show it to you one more time.
I see. All right, so right now, Breezy, hold on. Before we get into it, I want to introduce Dance by Dre, all right? Now, this is a dance team of women from all...
Now, when this video started circulating, people weren't sure exactly who he was snatching up until they went back and realized that was what she was wearing that day. It looked like they were at some celebrity basketball game on Super Bowl weekend. And then she posted this with Melissa Irene. Melissa Irene, you may not know, is the baby's mother of Floyd Mayweather. All right. Gervonta Davis is a part of the money team. So naturally they would be connected somehow. But yeah, he decided to basically snatch this woman up in public and drag her out of her chair into the back. And more importantly, nobody flinched. I mean, you saw the white people gasping in the back, but as far as everybody else, nobody seemed to flinch when he did it. Nobody came up and tried to stop to break it up. And again, this is a celebrity basketball game. Nobody did anything, and you have to wonder why. Now, when I first saw this, I said to myself, I looked at it, I shook my head. I said, well, poor girl, I can imagine if he does that to her in public, what he must be doing in private. Now, they're not even together, okay? He is apparently dating, get this, he is apparently dating one of Floyd Mayweather's old girlfriends. And she was into it with Ari, who he used to date, but Ari is now dating Moneybagg Yo, but apparently he snatched her wig off the other day. I don't know. It's just a whole lot of juices being swapped between these people. They don't mind changing out and changing partners every few weeks. They don't mind. But Gervonta has seemed to want to hang on with Gervonta Davis because of what he buys her. Apparently she was flossing in this because maybe he bought her that. She don't mind putting up with the mess with him if he buys her nice stuff. I mean, she has an online boutique, but don't they all now? They all got online boutiques. She was a former stripper. I'm not judging her on her past, but I'm just kind of giving you a little background here. So more than likely, he probably finances a lot of her life, and they have a kid together. Okay. Now, like I said, when I saw this and I saw that nobody really came to this woman's aid, I thought, just how sad, because this man's, you have to understand something. He's a trained boxer. That means his hands are lethal weapons. He could have easily hit her and killed her with one punch. That his punches are supposed to inflict pain. So if he had hit her, even a slap, he could have damaged her. He could have hurt her. And I was just kind of like really taken aback that nobody came to her aid. Now, a part of me thought to myself, shit, it ain't really our business. And let me explain why I said that. Not because I don't feel bad for this young lady, because a lot of these young ladies, they think that this is love. They think that, oh, he's jealous. He don't want me to be around other people. And they think it's cute. They think it's cute. All right. They don't know any better. A lot of them they're young and they don't know any better. But another reason why I just like, this ain't our business, because we've been here before. Now, when he started getting dragged by the public, obviously not other people, he said, I never once hit her. Yeah, I was aggressive and told her, come on, that's the mother of my child. I would never hurt her other than that. Happy New Year's. January was trash. This fool had the nerve to blame his trash ass behavior on the month of January. He snatched her up, and then he decided to deactivate his page. He pulled all his posts off. Like I said, a part of me just wanted to say, well, that ain't our business. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Simply because we've been seeing it before when Emily B got her teeth knocked out by Fab and everybody was going to her aid, like the Destiny's Child, I'm your girl. We was trying to save Emily B, and she went right back with the fool who knocked her teeth out. And she happily posting up with him every chance she can get with her false teeth. All right. and that's why a lot of times people be like, you know what, that ain't my business. Let me stay up out of it, because we out here feeling sorry for this young lady, and should be posted up with all the little stuff he didn't bought her to say he's sorry. So let's stay out of it, right? Now, the biggest part of me want to do that. But then there's a part of me that says, this ain't cool. This ain't cool that not only did he snatch her up like that, that's abuse. Because a lot of people may not necessarily think that's abuse. But that all these folks that had so much to say to other folks, like T.I. Luther King, who had so much to say to Kodak Black when he got out of line with Lauren London after Nipsey's death, ain't said shit. Quiet as a mouse. Quiet as a mouse. Like I said, I'm sure there was celebrities there. It was a celebrity basketball game held on Super Bowl weekend. The place was packed. Not one person came and broke it up, snatched him up. Nobody did anything. And you have to wonder why. Why would people not condemn this man? Why did the public have to do it as opposed to the people that's always running out there to condemn all other people when they do something? Like I said, T.I. is one of them. Other folks be out there. Like I said, when Kodak Black said what he said to Lauren London, they had to protect her at all costs. Not to say that they shouldn't have said anything, but I'm saying they had to protect Lauren London at all costs. But this black woman right here don't get no protection. She didn't get nothing. She didn't get nothing. All right. Melissa Irene was sitting right next to her, and everybody just sat there and just let it happen. They didn't try to get up. I mean, it was just I don't know if they was in shock that it was happening, but the point of the matter is nobody did anything, and ain't nobody said anything public to this man. I guess he's protected very much like Fab. Ain't shit happened to Fab. People was, when Fab knocked Emily B's teeth out of her mouth, people were more inclined to wait and see and pray for them. And even Lil Mo went as far as to blame Emily for what happened to her. So I guess people are probably going to blame Dretta for what happened to her because Tank is now protected, right? It's so funny how maybe not even a year ago, very few people knew who this boy was, who this man was. And he kind of stepped on the scene. He dated Ari, who I guess is a IG celebrity. And that kind of brought his stock up as far as his visibility. I mean, people know him in the boxing world, no doubt. But now he at the Rock Nation brunch. But then again, everybody was at the Rock Nation brunch. It ain't really much of a brunch anymore because everybody can go. Hell, I guess I could go. They just had a whole lot of everybody up in there. But look, he's protected. He's protected now. He's with the crowd. He's with the elites of the industry. Not one of these people stepped out and said, hey, you was wrong. T.I. was at the Rock Nation brunch. You think that he would have stepped out and said something? Not to say that they didn't say anything to him private, because he could have very well been scolded in private, but they seem to want to do everything else public. They scold everybody else that they don't agree with in public. Why didn't they scold this man? And it's simply because he's protected. He's protected, and don't nobody give a damn about his baby mama ex-stripper. Let's just keep it real. Nobody seems to care about this young lady. Nobody seems to care that he snatched her up like that, humiliating her, embarrassing her. And if he can do that in a public setting, just imagine what he does to her when nobody is watching. When nobody is watching. But like I said, a part of me just wants to say, you know what? Let them do them. Mind your business, girl. Mind your business. Because I'm giving it some time, but I bet you any kind of money he gonna go out and buy her some stuff. Because that's all these girls actually care about now. They like the big bags, and they like the fancy clothes, and the Gucci, and the Fendi, and the Prada, and they like to floss with all of that stuff, and they like to move around, and they like to show off their little stuff. He will indeed say he is sorry with all these little trinkets that I'm sure she'll like. And she'll be back posting again. She'll be back posting. So as bad as I feel about what happened to her and that abuse is wrong, I'm just going to kind of leave it at that, because I ain't about to put the cape on for this young lady. knowing that she's probably more than likely going to be right back up in his face in a few days. All right, she's waiting for things to die down. She's embarrassed now, and as she should be. And as far as I'm concerned, he should have had his ass in handcuffs that night. Now, no, okay, people say, well, he snatched her up. He didn't hit her. But that was what he did was more than enough to constitute abusive behavior. He said he was a little aggressive, but he is a trained boxer. So who knows what he did to her when he snatched her and pulled her in the back. And whatever she could have said or whatever would have happened, that it does not justify how he snatched that girl up and dragged her ass in the back. And he had the nerve to have his boys, his bodyguards or something. He didn't need the bodyguard. She needed somebody protecting. And she wasn't being protected at that very moment. She wasn't being protected. She the one that needed the protection. All right. And people just stood there and sat there and just watched this happen. And nobody said anything. And I'm just like, wow, what a world we live in. What a world we live in where he is protected over this whole thing while she gets humiliated. It's a world. It's a world. I wonder, are they going to exile him now from like the elites? Are they going to push him out of their little group, being around Jay-Z and Puff and all those other people? I doubt it. Because, again, Fab is still hanging with them. He still gets the parties. He still gets the entry to like the elites. He still gets talked about as if he didn't bust Emily B's mouth wide open, knocking all her teeth out her mouth. He still gets the entry to it. So I won't be surprised if Gervonta Davis is also forgiven, because according to a lot of folks, well, she ain't nobody. She just a little old stripper. She just a former stripper. She's not worthy of being protected. She's no Lauren London. Let's just keep it real. People don't want to hear this, but let's just keep it real. When they protected Lauren London the way they did, it was more. Even though it was because Nipsey had passed away, it was more than that. Lauren London had the look of being protected. This young lady does not. Let's just keep it all the way real. So they didn't mind chastising and calling out Kodak Black. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. I'm going to mind my business on this one. I'm going to report on it, but still kind of mind my business. And I suggest y'all do the same. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Support my channel. Thank you.